So we're moving on to phase shift equations, sometimes known as compound angle shifts as well. This is something that you will be familiar with from National 5. At National 5 level, we would have sketched them a few times. When we're solving them in trig equations, it's good to have a reminder of exactly what they mean. So we'll start off by sketching something that you potentially would have seen at National 5. So first thing we have to do is set up our x and y axis for our sketch. Remember, always label them as an x and y axis. Now this is the graph of 2 cos x minus 30. So its amplitude is 2, which means that it goes up to 2 and negative 2, and I'm getting that from the 2 before the cos. Now remember with your cos graph, so your cos graph would start high, it would go down low, and it would come back up. Now the key points for this cos graph, if I was to fill in an x and y axis here, so that would be my x, that would be my y, my key points is that it would start up high, so it would start up at, if it was 2 cos x, it would start up at 2, it would go down to negative 2, it would cross through here at 90 degrees, it would be at its minimum at 180, it would cross through again at 270 degrees, and it would end at 360. Now, because we have the graph of cos x minus 30, remember that this is counterintuitive. If the graph is x minus 30, it actually means that you're shifting it that way by 30 degrees. So minus 30 means that you're adding on 30 degrees. If it was something like, say, plus 45, a plus 45 would move it backwards 45. So you would actually take away 45. So again, this one is minus 30, which means that we are adding 30 on to all our key points. So instead of our graph cutting through at 90, it's now going to cut through 30 degrees later at 120. Instead of being at its minimum at 180, it's now going to be at its minimum at 210. Instead of cutting through again at 270, it's now going to cut through at 300. And instead of finishing at 360, it's now going to finish over here at 390. It's also going to start somewhere in between the 0 and the 120 at 30 degrees. So if I start it here, it's going to come down through 120, down to its minimum at 210, back up through at 300, and it's going to finish off at 90. Now obviously, because these graphs are cyclical, I want to continue it. I don't want it not touching my y-axis, so I'm just going to pull this down a little bit to go through here, and that is the graph of 2 cos x minus 30.